Bing! Here we are at the Flying Can Ranch at Cedar Creek Lake, Texas. A little chippy out this morning. 41 feels like 35. We had a little ice situation last week, so we're doing a little better. A lot of rain. The lake is filling back up, so we're doing pretty good. I don't know what my dog's doing. At any rate, what I'll share with you today, I got in just the other day, and this is the Hatsan Striker 1000C. And I'll show you this right in the box. 22 caliber spring piston air rifle. We're going to go down it this way, and we'll come back this way. And we'll talk about a few things as we move along. And pretty much the same way on this side. We're going to come down. And this is right out of the box. So everything you see is what you get in the box. And we'll come down and we'll get down to the business end. So we'll show you the wonderful box packaging that right there you go. So we're going to give you a few specs on it, then we're going to look at it, go over a few things real quickly. If you get this in a 177, it's rated at about 1,000 feet per second. A 22 is rated at about 800 feet per second. And a 25 caliber is rated at about 650 feet per second. And now I want you to know they make several versions of this. They make a 1000S, which is like this, but in an all black stock. And I believe they make a Striker 1000X that's in an all wood stock. So just picking up things as I go. So the length of this gun is going to be 43 inches, and the barrel length is going to be 17.7 inches, and it weighs about 6.4 pounds. And we'll spin this around, and you can see all that if you want to freeze your video and read about it. So at any rate, we're gonna pop that back over there and get it out of the way. So let's go over some deals with this. It has a very good rubber putt pad to it. You know, it's very grippy. Stock is polymer, feels very good. Now, one thing I like is they put these real nice grippy rubber inserts here and here. And I haven't done anything to this gun except for polish the barrel. So later on, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to put some Loctite on there. It has a scope stop piece here with 2 screws. I highly advise if you're going to put some Loctite on those, or thread locker, do one at a time, because it's very easy. I have done it. It's very easy to strip one of these out, so make sure that stays in place. Seems to work pretty good. You got some good fiber optic true glow sights. It's you know, adjustable for elevation and windage. A good hooded, as I've said before, fiber optic true glow right there. This is not a compensator, so I'm just going to say that right up front. This gun's it's not super loud, and you just got to know it's a spring piston, so it's got a little ring to it. You know, there's a lot of nitro things rolling around out there, and this can be a little loud. I can get away with it where I'm at anyway. It does have an automatic safety right back here. It's very hard to get to. There you go. And then it's ready to fire. You'll push that forward and you're good to go. 2-stage adjustable trigger. And it came with a 3x9x32 scope. Took me a little while to dial that in. I like it. It forms in the hand good. It's got a pretty good balance. Now, one thing about these scope stops and things like that is you really have to kind of lean into it to get a good sight picture. But it took a little while to get this scope to clear up. But it's good camo pattern on there, and I played with a little bit last night. I still had some sunlight and had some luck. Played with it again this morning, and it cleared up pretty good. I'll show you. I was able to produce this with just my elbows resting on my knees, sitting back at the shooting table at about, oh, I don't know, 20, all right, I'll give benefit of doubt, 20, 22, 23 yards. So I haven't adjusted the trigger. Later on tonight, I'm going to go ahead and get all my primary screws, like that one, the one on the other side. I think there's one back here, and put some thread locker on those. It's very important to do that if you have these spring pistons. Get some thread locker on there. But I'll stand back a little bit and let you get a good view of it. It hits very hard. It's pretty whacked, you know. Now I'm gonna say I found a very interesting video a while back where a guy was really going through some graphs, and I've seen this on a real excellent video talking about that finding that sweet spot on their PCP. I know we have manufacturers slamming out, you know, 22 caliber break barrels and stuff, and with lead pellets. You know, I've heard guys whacking out, you know, 1,200 feet per second or whatever, and that's all fine and dandy. It sounds good, but he highly recommended to keeping most of these around 800 feet, and he gave a demonstration with different ones, and he had a computer thing where he'd make the shot and you could see the drop, you know, and what the point was is that he was trying to show that, you know, you're going to get a lot of feet per second, but sometimes that makes that pellet very unstable, and it would actually, it will make it start to tumble. That's what he says anyway. I'm not really sure if that's a fact. I'm just saying this cat was a pretty sharp dude that made this video. I wish I could remember the name of it, or I could post a link on here, but it's on YouTube, and he made a very good point. So I've been using my H&M Barracudas in this, and we'll get this loaded up, and then we'll set together a shooting review, and we'll see what we can do with it. But I like it. I mean, it's a little loud, and you do have to put up with the recoil of the spring piston, but I like that. That's pretty damn good for the footage I was at. I got no doubt if I played with it and really got with it, you know, about the furthest I can get out my yards, maybe 30, 40 feet, but I think that's pretty good for not even being broke in, and got it sighted up good. So that was a good one. I'm not going to go this far with it yet today, but we'll put something together for you. I've got a car. I've got to get some things on her. I lost the number 1 and number 5 coil on it, so I've got to get those out, my coil packs, and got to take a big cover off and get a bunch of bolts off, and I've already got them in. So I'm going to try to get that done today, because tomorrow's supposed to be good weather. I'm hoping to go riding. I have another item coming in also, hopefully today. It was supposed to be here Wednesday. I started praying it would be here on Thursday. It didn't show up on Friday. It was like at a Fort Worth facility, and then it left that facility and went to another Fort Worth facility, and I'm like, does this thing move or what? So at any rate, it should be in a day. I don't know yet. And then I have another item I've had sitting around here. I haven't played with it a whole bunch, so maybe we'll get all this packed in the next 2 days. But in the meantime, let's focus on this one, the Hatsan Striker 1000C 22 caliber, and we're going to see what we can do with it and move on from there. Maybe destroy a couple pickle bottles and work it out there. We'll see you in a little bit. Later.